Hey everybody, it's Brian, and welcome to the, oh man, what are we up to? The 18th C# tutorial. And we're just going to make a new project, and we're going to make a console application. Today we're going to kick things up a notch. I said we're going to ramp these tutorials up rather quickly, and I was not joking. We're not going to go over the normal, what's a variable, what's this, what's that, because, well, to be honest, most of you are smart enough to understand this stuff anyways. So what we're going to discuss today is called file input output. So first thing we need to do is use a namespace. Notice how we've been talking about namespace, but we haven't actually used one. So type using, and you notice little IntelliSense popped up. Type system, and then we want, and you notice all these little beautiful things that pop up. These are all namespaces, and while we probably won't cover all of these because the .NET framework is just massive, we're going to cover a good majority of these. And what we want is I/O, which stands for simple input output. Now in the system I/O namespace, let's just copy this. I want to show you something. If you just type system I/O dot, you can actually just navigate the namespace to see what's in there. You see there's a lot of stuff in here. Well, what the I/O namespace does is, well, you guessed it, input output. This is how you write to a file, read a listing of directories, things of that nature. So what we're going to do today is we're just very simply going to read and write a file. So let's just do static void, we'll say write file. And we're just going to make a function to write the file, and we're going to make another function to read the file. And then we're just going to call these, intern, and we'll just make a variable. Now, one thing I want to discuss about strings is if you try to do something like this, let's just say etest my doc.txt, you notice how it just starts freaking out. Well, the problem is these backslashes. That's an escape character. So what you need to do is put an @ symbol in front. What that does is says this is a string literal, meaning this is all one string, not this is a string, this is a string, this is a string, because it treats that as an escape character. Escape characters add things like hard returns, tabs, things of that nature. So if you see that @ symbol in front of a string, that's really all it's doing. It's saying ignore that slash. And then we're going to say write file, file name, and then we want to read file, file name. Now we haven't actually done anything yet. We're just calling some functions here. So we've got our string, which is our file name, and we're going to write file, which is going to jump up here, and then we're going to write the file. So what we need to do here, and there's a couple ways we can do this, and we're going to do it the easy way this time because I want to kind of slowly ease you into this. I'm just going to say file, write all text. And you notice how it says string path, string contents. So we will just say file name, and we're just going to simply say hello world. Now we want to read the contents. So we want to say file, read all text, and you notice how this returns a string. We could also say read all lines, which returns an array of strings. So which one do you want to do? Well, it really doesn't matter. Read all text will just return all of the text. Read all line will return every single line. For this tutorial, we're just going to say read all text. We're going to say console, write line, and we want to say file, read all text, and then we need to get a path, and which is just, you guessed it, file name. So that, in a nutshell, is the simplest way of reading and writing a file. So let's run this. Uh-oh, build errors. What did we do wrong here? Oh, yes. Simply forgot. That's one thing I do love about .NET is the debugging is first class. I have yet to find anything that even comes close. Yes, we forgot to do our console read. And there we go. We have written our file and we read it back out into the console. Now that is extremely simple input-output. The next tutorial we're going to get a little more complex, but that's it for this one. This is Brian. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this educational and entertaining.